You know, honestly, like I do it just because I feel like it's cool to be able to show how you can do this stuff at home. That to me is neat, and I hope people can connect with it, you know? Because I think there are a lot of people that got unis and don't know how to use them.
I've had this thing for 4 years now.
Right.
It's barely scratching the surface with it.
Hey, did you eat yet? I'm Victor, and today we're going to be making pizza with Marc, the owner of Square Pie Guys, one of the best pizza spots you can find in the Bay Area, if not in the whole country. Earlier this year, I put out an episode about pizza making, where I highlighted some of my favorite pizzas to make at home. That video made its way onto Marc's feed somehow, and he left us a comment. I had to double check if it was actually them. We exchanged some emails back and forth, and somehow he ended up in my backyard, and here we are. Over the last few years, a lot of people have been picking up pizza making as a hobby, as portable pizza ovens have become more readily available to consumers. I've had my oven for almost 5 years now. I thought I was getting pretty good at making pizzas, but after a day with Marc, I realized I didn't even know how to use my pizza oven properly. Today, Marc is going to give us some game-changing tips and tricks for improving your pizza making, share what ingredients we can easily find and make great pizza, and just make hella pizzas together.
I'm Marc Schechter. I own Square Pie Guys, and I'm a pizza nerd, and I run the pizza Instagram, and I got Pizza Man 420. I love pizza, that's what I do. It's like a food that every culture has some form of dough and cheese and sauce and meat or some variation of that. I feel like it's a core food in a way. Everyone enjoys it, so I can make something that makes other people feel good or brings people together. That really makes me feel good, so that's what I like.
All right, let's go make some pizza. We're gonna kick off this episode with a quick trip to Trader Joe's to highlight some of the ingredients you wanna look for and can easily find in order to make great pizza at home.
What are we doing today?
I'm gonna show you how to find the right stuff to make pizza at home at Trader Joe's.
Cool, let's go.
Cheese is the big one that people fuck up, for sure. I'm out here to prevent that from happening. You see this right here? You wanna see this low moisture, whole milk mozzarella. You'll take this home, you'll shred this. This is your browning cheese. You want that New York style pizza? This is gonna melt really well.
All right, what's next?
I think tomatoes. These are all gonna be pretty good. You don't want to buy this stuff. This has been like pasteurized and processed to live in this jar forever.
Yep.
Go with the Cento peel. People talk about San Marzanos. We're lucky to be in California. We use Bianco di Napoli tomatoes.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy a San Marzano tomato. That's a misnomer. We're gonna take this home. We're gonna crush it by hand. Have your sauce. Depends on what kind of pizza you want to make, how high of a hydration you want to go, but ideally you want a higher protein flour.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make pretty good pizza with all-purpose flour.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what we got. There's not much over here by way of flour.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that Trader Joe's doesn't have a bread flour, actually. 00 is another one of those misnomers for the beginning pizza maker. Meats. So if you want that curling pepperoni, that comes from a natural casing. Uncured pepperoni by Trader Joe's. I would try this.
We grabbed everything we needed, so let's head back home to make pizza. Stay till the end of this episode for the full grocery shopping segment for more tips from Marc.
Got the setup. We did the Trader Joe's shopping. We got our whole milk, low moisture, our fresh, our canned tomatoes, and our hard dry cheese, which can be used for finishing or beforehand as well. Nice. And I'm gonna make the kind of cheese pizza I like to eat. So your unbranded oven, is hot. It's so hot in the back that my gun is not reading it. Get the dough out here. This is the normal Square Pie Guy style. I just portioned it smaller. This is 8-ounce dough ball. So it's like 230 grams or so, something like that. And when you're pulling this out of you want to loosely try to leave it as round as you can. It's going to help you, so you can pre-shape it. So one thing is, this is the side that was in the box. This is the top side. I like to put the toppings on this side. So I'll start stretching on this side.
Oh, I don't even think about that.
Yeah. So I'm stretching on wood, which I like. It won't stick as much. You have the semolina, which if you feel it, it's like a little more coarse than flour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just want to kind of start to establish the crust. Flip it once. And this is what I just pressed. Now I'm going to press this back out to here. Turn it once. Press that to there. Turn it again. Press that to there. I'm team bubble. Some people are like, pop all these bubbles. I think they end up looking cool. They make it look a little more artisan, a little more fun. And if you can see, this dough is ready. It's been proofing at room temp. It wants to stretch. And one thing to sort of just help your pizza peel and help you get it off the peel, you don't actually have to stretch it that much right now. I'm gonna leave it here. This is a 14-inch peel. It's a 16-inch oven, right? You can see it's getting pretty thin.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stretch it too much more on the peel. Once we top it, then you're gonna stretch it again. Nice base, get your nice crust. Try to use a rounded ladle. It'll definitely help you put the sauce down. You just wanna put a light, even pressure on the bottom. It's gonna get it all out to the sides. And now this is where people start to make, let my experience save you. People start piling cheese on this thing. You don't wanna do that. I'm gonna hit it with some of the hard cheese first. It's gonna kind of set a nice foundation. It's gonna start giving you some of that orange grease that you kind of want to see in your pizza. I don't think I need much more cheese than that. I think that's gonna be pretty good. And then take the fresh mozzarella, kind of parse it out. That's it, simple cheese pizza using 3 different cheeses.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and now we take our perforated peel. We're gonna splash it with some semolina here. And this is where we're gonna do the second stretch. Lift this up, grab that under there. And now you can stretch your pizza. See, because there's toppings on it, and you get that final stretch. And this way, it's in the place you want it to be. And there's a couple tests you can do to make sure it's gonna come off your peel. One of them is just kind of slap it against your hip. You see it shimmying. If you're nervous, you could always launch it onto here first. But you don't want to do that too many times because you're gonna stretch your pizza out too much. Pull it back on here. The other one, which the internet hates, but I love, is the blow test. Okay, so that, let's see if it's gonna move or not. I think that it might need a little more flour up here. Yeah, that's it. Nice little cheese pizza, maybe with a little more cheese. That's better. All right, I like to turn this oven off because your oven's like, the deck's like 900 degrees right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go full off. There you go. Let it be.
This was by far the most game-changing tip I learned from Mark with how to handle my pizza oven. We had the oven turned on to its max to get the pizza stone super hot, and then completely turned it off before launching the pizza inside. This allows the bottom of the pizza to cook, which is a problem I've always had when I was making pizzas myself. Once the bottom is set, turn the flame back on to cook the top for a little bit until everything is ready. When it looks good, take the pizza out and slice it up to enjoy. We made a bunch of pizzas, and these were by far the best pizzas that have ever been made with my pizza oven.
That crunch is crazy.
Also hot. But it is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But it's not like, that wasn't exactly hard, right? Like, it's just understanding that this thing is just, it's too hot. Sorry.
I've never had this crunch from this guy.
Yeah.
So,
It can be done.
cool.
Oh.
That's awesome.
I appreciate this lesson.
Yeah, man.
For real. It was really cool.
After learning some pizza tips and tricks from Mark, I tried to apply some of these techniques he just shared with me to make a better pizza myself.
Let's see if you can apply some of the basic tips.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
get it
grab
out.
the dough. Do you flour your hands or anything like that?
You don't
Or
have to.
just-
I mean, you when you're grabbing underneath it, but you just want to use this thing as a knife. So you really want to
Yeah.
make sure you like just push down hard
in
on it.
there,
Yep.
and then just kind of
Yeah.
pick it up.
And do all on the
Oh,
back
okay.
side. Yeah.
Okay.
And then pop in
And
the
then just
flour.
pop it in there.
And don't be shy about that part. Like
Okay, like
yeah.
get it
Yep.
covered.
Get it covered.
Where do you press from normally? Like from the center?
Yeah, you want to start from the center.
Uh-huh.
So now here, stop, and now flip it over. And now you see this side's way higher. So
Yeah.
now you press that way.
Okay.
So when you're pressing too,
Yeah.
you're right now you're pressing and spreading. Just go, just
Oh.
press.
Oh, just press.
Just like push down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you see, because it all that gas
Oh.
wants to go with. Okay, I know I said before, but that one on top.
Okay.
You can kind of pull.
Yeah, 'cause right now it's like a triangle.
You see how it's kind of got this like wavy texture?
Yeah.
That's from the push and the stretching. You just want to like push. But you can fix the triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're letting gravity do it. It's
Yeah.
good. You got a good.
This is my normal like.
Yeah, you got a good instinct there to let it sit on the peel, because like the way you're resting it on the wood, the parts that you're not stretching.
Yeah. Is this okay?
Let's
like
see.
This?
Can I see real quick?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. You can see how it's like this part's really stretched.
Yeah.
You can't really go much further there. You could stretch this a bit,
This is super. Yeah.
so you can just kind of like gently adjust it. So we're getting closer to round. But yeah, this is a good stretch. I mean, you got some nice even thinness. I
Okay.
wouldn't go too much further.
Okay. So
Yeah.
from here, you start
Now you can start
stopping
saucing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about like a scoopful.
Yeah. Due to your liking, you can always add more.
Yeah.
Always start with less. Pour it all the way out, like get all that, yep. And this is just like, you're kind of hovering, like if this is the sauce, there you go. Yeah, you got it. Pretty solid, it's a pro over here. That's pretty good. All right.
Then start with this one.
You can. This is all personal preference, I'd say.
Okay.
So you build your cheese, but that's how I do it. I go.
Yeah,
I go the aged a little bit. I think it just helps kind of like set things. Gives a nice color.
Which cheese was this again?
This is the Grana Padano. This is similar to Parmesan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you want this one?
And then the dry, the whole
is the
whole
dry.
milk, low moisture.
Is this enough or is this?
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Okay.
And then same thing with the fresh mozz.
Yeah. Can I squeeze it in there?
Yeah, I mean you can try it how you want.
Okay.
But see, now you can make it back round. You can always adjust it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now once there's weight on the dough, it wants to stretch.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I turn this off?
Yeah, you can probably turn it off.
Flour this guy.
This is tough.
Oh, Jesus
Keep going, keep going.
Christ.
Yeah, keep going. Nice. You did it.
And then you normally like stretch it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yep.
All right.
Here, let me do that one. I see one potential issue. That's the
Okay.
weak spot. All right,
All right.
go for it.
Launch.
You got this. Genius.
Do you normally go for like right in the middle right there?
Yeah, you do, especially this oven. That back left corner is so hot. It's such a because that's where the flame curves, and it's like that angle there. That corner just gets so stupid hot.
I've noticed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like when I did it before with the fire on, it just burns like immediately.
Yeah, I mean that back corner, you can see the dough's rising there first.
Yeah.
You know, that's where that thing's gonna cook.
Yeah.
First. You could probably start turning that in like 10 seconds.
I wasn't paying attention earlier with your turning. Do you
Yeah.
have turning tips?
Well, if you have a
pull it up.
turning peel, there's usually a smaller peel that you use
Yeah.
that goes underneath there, and you kind of like rock it up and
Yeah.
turn it. I mean, it's easier with this huge size to just kind of pull it out and spin it
Yeah.
with your hand.
Okay.
So I would do that. You do like that. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I usually just kind of like do like
Yeah,
this.
that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so now where you launched it, now you're taking some heat from the stone, right? So now you can start to play around with that back corner and like, you know what I'm saying?
I see. So like, how much are you turning it?
Like 180 or?
Yeah, you just pulled that 180 from the back left to the front, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So now, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now you just got to watch that back left side again too.
And then when are you gonna turn it back on again?
Check the bottom. That's what I like to
I
kind
see.
of peep the bottom,
Yeah.
get it to like
it's
whatever.
Still like not even.
Yeah.
Really there yet. Okay.
Which is crazy because I feel like the oven's really hot, but
Yeah.
maybe you can push it further back.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think those back left corners are going to be. It's cooking. Here, pull it all the way out,
Okay.
and let's just look at it. Like pick up a.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's burning a little bit there.
Okay. So at this point, you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of finishing with the last corner. there?
Yep. Using that hot spot, and I think right around the next 30 seconds, then turn the flame back on.
Okay.
And then when you do have the flame on, I think you want to start working in the front of the oven. So that's the nice thing about these 16-inch. You have space to work with.
Yeah.
It's still easy to burn them, but I think you're ready to.
Let's turn it back on.
Yeah.
So just turn it on all the way.
Yeah. And then I would pull it up front a little bit.
Okay.
I would probably give it a little rotation and pull it up front.
This is a nice peel.
Yeah. Gosney.
Really nice.
I stand hard for God. Here, look.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Pull it.
So leave that out.
Like, the whole left side is much cooler.
So just leave that out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like use this side because then you don't have to worry about the bottom anymore. I was just flexing. Total flex.
It's looking good.
Dude, you did a good job.
Thanks. I mean, you brought all this stuff.
Well, it's for the people.
Yeah.
You can take a complete noob and turn him into a pro.
Is this good, or would you
I think
go?
it's pretty good. I mean, this part's a little burned.
Like, yeah,
maybe
then
that
this-
back corner. So
yeah.
it's kinda-
I just leveled up so much.
Yes, yeah, you can probably pull it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me
There you go.
Take that out. Watch out.
That looks pretty nice.
Thank you.
You see how the fresh mozz kind of pools, and it adds that nice little.
Yeah, that's
creaminess?
nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Boom.
After I finished making my pizza, we made even more delicious pizzas together, and it was really cool watching a master at work. This really was a priceless lesson to have, especially for someone like me who's obsessed with understanding different food techniques in detail. Pizza making at home has exploded as a hobby for a lot of people over the last few years, with the popularity and convenience of portable pizza ovens like Uni and Gosney. So how did Marc get into pizza making?
I grew up in New York. One of my buddies that I grew up with moved out here, and like he was a chef. Like he went to culinary school. He like worked for like really big names in the food industry. As I've like gotten older, I've liked cooking more and more. And at some point in like 2016, I helped him move into a place in Oakland. And he's a chef, so he has like all these cookbooks. So I was unpacking this cookbook. It's called My Pizza. It's by this guy called Jim Leahy, who has a very famous bakery in New York City. And I looked at the book. I was like, oh, yo, can I borrow this? And my friend was like, you can take the book. You can have my peel. You can have my pizza stone. Like, you can't make good pizza at home. And so it just started as like a fun kind of experiment to make good pizza at home. And then it turned into like hosting dinner parties, making pizza for my friends, and then just like full-blown obsession and like kind of. The reason my Instagram handle is PizzaMan420 is on 420 2016, I infused weed into olive oil and then threw a pizza party. And in a regular home oven, we made like 10 pizzas in like 8 hours. That day was kind of fun because everyone was there having a good time. I was making the pizzas, and everyone the whole day was like, "Oh, you need help?" Like, I'm like, "No, like I'm in my zone right here." And that was like an aha moment. So I was like, this really makes me feel good. I really love doing this. So that was kind of when I knew like, oh, I want to do this. I kept making the dough, and then some things happened in my personal life. I had like a breakup that just kind of freed up some time and made me kind of rethink what I was doing with my time in my life. I'm just like really focused on making pizza. Started doing pop-ups, working in restaurants. That's kind of how it went. Square Pie Guys happened because when I was on this kind of like journey, I was playing with all the styles, and I was working at this place called Pizza Hacker, and then eventually also Delfina. I was really obsessed still with like all the pan pizzas, so Sicilian, Detroit, Grandma. They all were just really like they spoke to me. I thought they were super delicious, and no one was really doing them. And it kind of stuck out to me that nobody, like of course Tony did Detroit and Sicilian and Golden Boy existed, but no one was just kind of like specializing in it. And at the same time, when I would post square pizza on my IG, all my homies in New York, for whatever reason, they'd be like, what is this square pizza bullshit? So I made this handle Square Pie Guy, so I could post the square pizzas. And then I could be like, fine, this is specific so that you guys can't troll me so hard. And then kind of the rest is history. We went hard at it. So we got nominated for Pop-Up of the Year by Eater. We took over the old Jelly Board Burger space on 7th and Mission, and pandemic happened, and all these things happened, but it's all just like timing.
Ever since I've gotten into making pizzas at home, I followed a ton of pizza making content creators, and I've noticed one thing. Everyone in the pizza community is extremely supportive of each other. Everyone is helpful with sharing tips and tricks, and the fact that this episode happened is an example of that.
I think the online food community in just a lot of ways. I mean, I got a lot of my start from other pizza makers who wanted to like give me props and give me help, which was super cool. It's kind of like the new age, I think, because I think traditionally, at least where I grew up on the East Coast, everyone had their like fucking secret recipe or, which I think is kind of lame. Everyone wants to, for the most part, help each other. When it comes to business, so there's definitely like some low-key rivalries, and that happens, I think, at a much later stage. In the beginning, everyone's cool. And honestly, like for you, your YouTube shorts were blowing up my phone, and I thought your stuff was awesome. I like where you're going, and I saw your pizza video, and I was like, yo, I should see if this guy like wants to learn a little bit more how to do it at home. And this is just me just sharing the love of pizza with somebody, and hopefully the people who watch your videos can learn something from it or appreciate it. Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad we're doing it.
Thanks for watching this episode with Marc, pizza nerd and founder of Square Pie Guys, and we hope you were able to learn some helpful pizza making tips. I'm going to end this episode with the extended Trader Joe's grocery shopping trip, because there's way more knowledge that he dropped that I couldn't fit in earlier. I'll see you next time. Peace.
What are we doing today?
I'm gonna show you how to find the right stuff to make pizza at home at Trader Joe's.
Cool, let's go.
Cheese is the big one that people fuck up, for sure. I'm out here to prevent that from happening. I see a lot of my friends and beginners making pizzas. They'll take a whole ball of the fresh mozzarella and they'll plop it on there, and it doesn't come out good. You see this right here? You want to see this low moisture, whole milk mozzarella. You'll take this home, you'll shred this. This is your browning cheese. You want that New York style pizza? This is gonna melt really well. You definitely don't want to buy the pre-shredded version. because this is what you're looking for, which you don't want. Anti-caking agent, potato starch, tapioca. Like it's not like it's that bad for you per se, but it's gonna burn. That anti-caking agent burns. Anytime you see pre-shredded cheese, it has that so that it doesn't clump together, and that burns. So whenever you make a pizza and it's like hella brown or black, it's because you probably use this stuff. So that's a clutch thing that right away, just don't start there. Save yourself the time. Let's get one of these. I'm not into this like pre-sliced log. I don't. This may be for a salad.
Yeah.
So see how much moisture is in this thing? It's wet.
Yeah, so I've used those before and they're always just way too wet.
Yeah, they're too wet.
Yeah.
You can dry them out. I mean, you can take this out of the packaging, put it in paper towels and stuff like that. I am actually a fan of their burrata, but again, this is like you don't bake burrata. This is post-oven cheese. There's cheese that goes on before the oven, and there's post-oven cheeses for sure. This you can dry it a little bit. You give it a squish. You feel how like just back to back. Like this thing's kind of like a rock.
Yeah.
And this thing is wet. But this is good. This is good to kind of give it those like little milky spots in the pizza. But if you put that on the whole pizza, then you're like making a milk bread. You know, you don't want that. So get that. So we have our 2 core cheeses, and the rest you can kind of run wild with. Like some nice aged Gouda, like you could shave that afterwards. It's gonna give you something sharp, or 1,000-day-old Gouda, like you know the beautiful little aging spots, that salty, briny shit that's in there. That's good finishing cheese. So pizza comes out, you grate it over on top of that, a little olive oil. It's gonna taste really good. And in some situations, you kind of want to sprinkle some of that in there beforehand too. It'll help kind of set your sauce. So I like to put my sauce down, a little pecorino, a little parm, a little grana, a little bit. Then your whole milk, low moisture, then you're fresh. So let's talk about parm real quick. I don't know where, I think I'm gonna assume this is an American Parmesan. By the way, can we talk about Trader Joe's real quick? Can we stop with this? Who's Giotto? Who's Giotto? Other things to try to avoid, let's see. Like this, like, don't fucking buy this.
Like
what is this shit?
Yeah.
Don't buy this crap. Come on.
Yeah, don't get the pre-grated stuff.
No, the pre-shred's not where it's at. But at the same time, I will say, like, don't let anyone tell you how to make your pizza. If you like it that way, do it. The whole thing's supposed to be fun, you know?
Right, if you don't have the time to grate things.
No, okay, that's not negotiable for me. Grate your low moisture. That's your foundational cheese. Or whether it's cheddar or whatever, don't buy pre-shredded. It's gonna burn. It's gonna suck. But other than that, you want to play with some weird flavors, some pimento, some like, go have fun. You know. We're gonna buy a pecorino. Okay. I'll show you. Oh, here you go. Look. This is actually a little nicer here. This is the Grana Padano. When you see this, you know this is actually from Italy.
Okay.
It does say product of Italy, but this is stuff like, it's like that wine with the DOP label. Like this is legit. So, and you can just see like, look how nice and aged and like rock hard. This is good shit.
Nice.
All right, so those are your 3 foundational cheeses. Boom.
Cool.
Again, this is the number one. Low moisture, whole milk, grate it yourself. It'll do you wonders.
All right, what's next?
I think tomatoes. Let's talk tomatoes. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Tomatoes. All right, what do we got over here? These are all gonna be pretty good. Like, thing is like, you don't want to buy this stuff. Do not put this on your pizza. This has been like pasteurized and processed to live in this jar forever. When you taste this, it just doesn't taste fresh. I think we would go with this right here. We'll go with the Cento. Cento peeled. I'm like doing a commercial for Cento. People talk about San Marzanos. There's amazing. We're lucky to be in California. We use Bianco di Napoli tomatoes. And we also use di Napoli tomatoes. You don't need to buy a San Marzano tomato. That's a misnomer. This Cento jar is a great price. It'll do great. We're gonna take this home. We're gonna crush it by hand. Have your sauce. I would skip out on things like this. Like, you don't need a fire roasted tomato for anything. That's what you're gonna do when you put it in your oven. You know, like you don't need to pre-fire roast it. Let's look at flour, and then we can start making pizza.
Okay.
I've never actually bought flour from Trader Joe's. Depends on what kind of pizza you want to make, how high of a hydration you want to go, but ideally you want a higher protein flour. I mean, they have an organic and an unorganic. I mean, you can make pretty good pizza with all-purpose flour. So I guess that's what we got. There's not much over here by way of flour. I'm kind of surprised that Trader Joe's doesn't have a bread flour, actually. 00 is another one of those like misnomers for the beginning pizza maker. 00 is just talking about the grain thickness of the flour. So it's a finer flour. It has nothing to do with the protein content. So if you want to make a stronger dough, you want more protein in your dough. So you do want like a bread flour. Ideally, depending on how you want the chew to be or the crisp to be, you can blend some all-purpose and some bread flour. This seems fine. I mean, we would buy that. You want the heavy whipping cream to go with any of your white sauce bases, your Alfredo sauces. Go with that. Don't.
Yeah.
Because all these other sort of the half and halves in your whole milks, they have water in them, right? So they're going to break in a way that you don't really want.
Yeah.
You want this to kind of thicken up
Yeah.
to make your white sauce. So for sure, get a good heavy whipping cream. I love all this stuff here. Your artichokes, your olives, your pickled peppers. These are like hot and sweet. Like this is fun stuff to play with.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest issue for like first-time pizza makers or like home, it's just putting too many toppings. You know, that's the biggest thing. But all this stuff, there's a lot of good stuff. The point is, a lot of good stuff. You could have some great pizzas or make some great pizzas. I mean, even their spices, like like chili crisp spice. That's some cool stuff to play with. Olive oil is a whole other topic. Try to buy quality olive oil, but if you buy it here, spend a little more. It's going to help you out. Do some favors. Oh, I'm bouncing all around, Victor, but salt's another one.
Okay.
Let's talk about salt real quick.
Just go through everything.
When you're making pizza dough, not all salt's the same, guys. Not all salt's the same. So, for example, my father-in-law, I taught him how to make pizza, and he loves it. But every time I go to visit him, he has that pink Himalayan salt, and I'm like, Neil, what are you doing, bro? It's hard because in the restaurant we use diamond kosher salt, which is like the gold standard. It's like the right grain thickness. They're all different. Like that's why you do use a scale.
Yeah.
But if it's really fine, it's going to make your dough saltier. So you kind of have to find that right salt.
Yeah.
I guess if I was stuck with this, I'd probably grab this one. Because I know we're going to get a good distribution in the dough. It's going to dissolve into the dough nicely. But if you can get diamond kosher salt, that's the money salt for the dough, for sure. But definitely don't mess with the big thick salts and pink salts and just. That's actually one of the biggest things I noticed going from like home cook to owning restaurants.
Yeah.
Salt is a really important thing that
Good to know.
most if you go to you'll see it after you watch this video and you go to your friends' houses, you'll see like everyone has all weird salt, like you're salting your steak with crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Enzymes. There you go. Don't want that. Okay. Meats. So if you want that curling pepperoni, that comes from a natural casing. Uncured pepperoni by Trader Joe's. I would try this.
That looks new.
It does look new.
This one, yeah.
If you're buying sausage, it's always good. Let's see, what do they have here?
The sausage is
Down this way.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff here, though. I mean, like, frankly, some of this
prosciutto.
This like thicker prosciutto, you wouldn't bake this on the pizza, but I was looking at this ham, like if you're doing your Hawaiians, this would probably bake pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Uncured charcuterie, the pancetta, this is good stuff to put on a pizza. They do have some good options for you. more pizza sauce, bro.
Yeah. All the pre-made doughs.
Okay. I got one for the people because pre-made dough is fine. I got no problem with that. The thing I would say about the pre-made doughs is, so this is a 16-ounce dough ball. So kind of for the size that I think we're doing, you really want like a 7-ounce, 8-ounce dough ball. So when you get this home, a lot of folks I think take this and they just like flop it on a pan or spread it out. Cut this in half, ball it, let it rise, come to room temp, and you'll have a much better pizza experience. If you're gonna start with this, try not to use the whole thing because 16-ounce dough ball is like
that's a
18-inch, 20-inch pizza.
And no one has a pan that big.
Right,
to actually
exactly.
do that.
So that's why these end up being so doughy. So
Right.
go. I'm
Good
all
tip.
for it. Do the ready to bake stuff. Save yourself some time. You know, you gotta dip your toes in the water into the pizza hardcore nonsense. But cut this in half or cut it down to size and reportion it. Let's see. All right. So this is good. This looks like good stuff here. I would just decase this.
Yes, for
So
sure.
just slice it. I think I have it up here. No, it's got breakfast stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut those open. Break it off onto the pizza. But yeah, I mean, you could do some serious damage. You can make a pretty fine pizza at Trader Joe's. So.
Yeah.
That's it.